Hello, hello. This is Debrina Jackson-Gandy. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Facebook Relationships Cafe conversation tonight. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started in a few minutes. So excited to be sharing with you tonight about some powerful insights on love relationships, and also a chance to answer some questions at the end. So welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the live broadcast. Hello, Miss Quinta. How are you? Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live broadcast tonight. I'm so excited. This is Debrina Jackson-Gandy. I know some of you this might be your very first time with me. Hello, Lori. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Jamie. Hello, RJ. Hello. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good evening. Good evening. Lisa, hi. Thanks for joining. This is Debrina Jackson-Gandy. So excited to have you joining me tonight for the Relationships Cafe. Shambra, hi, beautiful Shambra. How you doing? If you all can hear me, send me some hearts so I know you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Send me some hearts so I know. Hi, Nicole. Thank you, Shambra. Send me some hearts if you can hear me okay. Cheryl Cormier, mwah, mwah, mwah. Sean Thomas, hi, sweetheart. How are you? How are you doing? Thank you for the hearts. Oh, my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. Well, y'all, we're going to have a juicy conversation tonight. So I hope you have out your notepad or your journal so you can be taking some notes, and so you can also be writing down your questions. It has been a while since I have been here with you all. Thank you, Lori, for all those hearts. Mwah, mwah, mwah. It has been a while since I have done a Facebook broadcast about relationships, but oh my goodness, it is time to get back in that groove. Don't you agree? Because in my estimation, we are facing a crisis in our love relationships, and the old paradigm has expired, is tired, and is worn out. But we don't know what to step into newly and freshly. So tonight I will be sharing with you a little bit about some of the love lies from my newest book. We're going to be talking about the granddaddy of them all tonight, Love Lie Number 1. So I hope you all are ready. At the end of the broadcast, you will have a chance to ask some questions, which is really awesome. And I have my team member that will be sending me your questions so that they will be live real time and not delayed like they can be when you are on the live broadcast. So, oh, Nicole said I've been missing the cafe. Well, honey, I've been missing it too, because it's been a while since I've done any broadcast. So it's really good to be back again. So tell me how the picture is looking to you all, because on my end it's kind of choppy. So how is the picture looking, the video? It's looking choppy to me. It's okay? It's okay? All right. Well, if y'all are settled in and ready to go, hope you have your water so you can stay hydrated. Everybody, oh good, Cheryl, thank you. Nice and clear. I love it. Well, what I want to share with you all tonight is really, as I mentioned, out of my newest book called The Love Lies. And I want to start by giving you a little bit of background on how I even came to be in this vein and line of work called love relationships, because I never signed up for it. I didn't raise my hand for it. As a matter of fact, to me, it was a really messy area, and I really did not want to get involved with people's love relationships. So before I share that story with you, I just want to let you know about some of the things that we are going to be covering tonight. In some of the Facebook posts you saw me making, you saw me talk about love STDs, which stands for love socially transmitted delusions. So not sexual STDs, but love STDs, socially transmitted Delusions. Yes, you can hashtag that. Love STDs, socially transmitted delusions that we have received about love from a whole bunch of different places and spaces, and they show up in our love relationships and our marriages, and they equal huge disappointment and frustration. So we're going to be talking about some of those love STDs. We are going to be talking about our confusion about love, love line number one, which is the number one faulty, flawed, and failed belief that undergirds how we behave, think, communicate, and engage with men. We're also going to be talking about the power of self-love. We might get into that a little bit. So without further ado, I want to just give you a little bit of background. Hi, Dolores. Hey, honey. Welcome. Just want to give you a little bit of background on how I even came to this topic of love relationships. And this is the copy of my book that I take all around the country with me for my book tours and events. As you can tell, it's tabbed and got stickets and all kinds of stuff on it. But this really dates back to 2003, where my journey began around love relationships. And my marriage started to implode, crash, burn, and head for being a divorce statistic. And when I walked down the aisle with my husband back in 1993, I never ever imagined that my marriage, no, not the national author, no, not the person who's been in Essence and Ebony, no, not the person who's been in O Magazine, no, not the person who's traveled all over the world, not who coaches other women, no, not me, would I be in a situation where my marriage was headed toward divorce. And in 2003, that's exactly what began to happen. And my husband and I did what people do when they are committed to try to save their marriage. They go to a counselor, then they go to another counselor, then they go to a therapist, and we went to another therapist, and then we have people pray for you, and then you read the books, and then you have prayer groups, and you. And we did, over a 4-year period, all those things. We put forth a yeoman effort on both our parts. And we made steps forward and then steps back. Steps forward and then steps back. And at the end of 4 years, we were both emotionally tired, exhausted. I know I was. And I had done everything I knew to do, and I had done everything other people had told me to do. And at the end of those 4 years, I was worn out, tired, and we were both ready to throw in the divorce white surrender flag. And about the time where I came to that realization, like, I cannot believe that I'm going to be a divorcee, not me. I cannot believe this. And I was in my prayer closet that morning, frustrated, crying, and I said, out of frustration, well, God, what do you want me to do? Now, little did I know that that really equated to being a question. And the way that we engage the Holy Spirit is an invitation or a request. And I thought that as I had been praying for four years, that I had actually asked God, so what would you have me do? 4 years later, out of frustration, those words finally left my mouth, and I was yelling them. And the response that came back was, thank you for finally asking. And I was given an invitation at that moment to enter into a journey that would not only restore my marriage, not only heal my marriage, but would have it be better than ever. And God even took me back to my little journal from when I was in 7th grade, where I said, if I ever get married, here's how I want it to be. And God reminded me of what I'd written so many years prior and said, that is a possibility, and that is now going to become your reality. And not only was my marriage restored, not only was it saved, but it became a juicy marriage. And The process took some time because I had to transform Debrina. And as I transformed, and as I came out of being in my girl to being in my woman, and we can talk more about that if with your question and answers or on the next call, as I shed my girl thinking and I shed my girl way of communicating, and as I shed my girl emotional reactions, come on somebody, and came into my woman, my husband's response to me started to shift. And over those next 90 days after saying yes to the invitation, which by the way, I did not just readily say yes. There was a lot of wringing of hands and what is God going to reveal to me that I haven't already explored. I was arrogant and I was tired. We often think I've done all I know how to do. What more could God offer? Woo, that's where I was at that time with that situation. And over the next 90 days, I received a series of what I call in the book, in the Love Lies, I call it spiritual downloads, because they did not come from me, they came through me. And over the next 90 days, I received a series of what I went on to call relationship love lies. And I received a set for women. I received a set for men. And at the time, I'm like, why are you sharing with me the faulty, flawed beliefs that men are also operating from? I'm most interested in the ones that women are operating from. Well, it was revealed to me later why I was also shown those. So those love lies, thank you for the hearts. If this is resonating, share. If this is resonating, send me hearts so I know, because you know I can't hear y'all. So you got to send the sign language called hearts to let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Thank you. So when I looked at the downloads I had gotten, thank you for the hearts. Awesome. Let me know. Let me know. When I looked at the downloads that I had gotten over those 90 days that were revealing what was at the base of our relationship disappointment, our relationship frustration, a 51% divorce rate, the highest in the world, y'all, not just the Western Hemisphere, the entire world. The United States has the highest divorce rate. We fail the most at love. That's a serious indictment. And when I looked at what was beneath our huge failure rate, our high levels of frustration and disappointment, I said, oh my gosh, these are a bunch of lies. These are a bunch of love lies. And you can see behind me on my wall, The Love Lies, book number 3. So tonight, what I want to share with you is what I call the granddaddy of them all. The primary love lie. It's like the trunk of a tree, and then all the other love lies kind of branch off of this trunk, okay? And the poison and toxic sustenance runs up that trunk and out to the branches. And that love lie number 1, you want to write this down, is love is found. Love is found. Let me type that in. Hey, Tony, can you type that in? Woo! It's found outside of ourselves. Love lie number 1, the granddaddy of them all, the trunk of the tree from which all the other love lie branches get their sustenance and their toxic nourishment, that's an oxymoron, is that love is found. And if there were parentheses, it would be outside of ourselves. Now, you may be sitting there as a sharp, smart, intelligent, educated woman saying, yeah, other women may be operating from that love lie, but not me. But how I want you to listen as you were on this call tonight is putting all arrogance and I already know it aside. Because in every other area of life, when we have a failure rate like we have in love relationships, and we have the track record and the history of frustration and disappointment like we have in our love relationships, in any other area where you're experiencing such low success, you would come humbly, ready to listen, ready to have wisdom poured into you. But interestingly enough, when it comes to love relationships, I'm amazed at how much I already know. I already thought of that. I already have it figured out. I already know why that didn't work. How much arrogance there is and lack of coachability and teachability when it comes to love relationships. So I want you to listen to this, putting aside what you think you already know, because it will block you from really hearing and receiving what I'm sharing with you. So how do I know that we are operating from the love is found, in parentheses, outside of yourself, love lie? Because one, all you have to do is listen to our language. And you will hear women say things like, well, I'm not looking for love right now. Or I'm trying to find the one. So we use the language of find because the reality is that in our experience, we treat love as if it is to be found. Where? Outside of ourselves. Where? In the one called what? The man called what? Mr. Right called what? The soulmate. And then we're on the hunt to try to find, or I am not looking for anyone, say some of us, but we all desire deep, juicy, yummy love relationships. We're wired for it. Then you add in the American ideology of materialism, the ideology of capitalism, and the ideology of individualism. And when you put those all together, it equals the worst success rates when it comes to love and marriage. So materialism is based upon the pursuit of profit. Capitalism tells us, materialism is based upon things that you can take in with your five senses that have physicality or what are most real. So it completely treats the invisible realm, which is the spiritual realm, as less real. Then when you look at capitalism, it's the pursuit, keyword pursuit, of profit. And then when you look at individualism, it's about I, me, my, and self first over others or over the group, unless it's like your nuclear family. So when you take all three of those ideologies, they equal toxic, funky, flawed, effed up love relationships and marriages. If we tell the truth, if you took a group of 100 folks in relationship, single and coupled, dating, married, and you ask both parties, are you deeply satisfied and fulfilled? Out of those 100 folks, how many yeses would you get from both partners? Very few. Because I'm here to tell you the current paradigm, the current matrix, the current mindset that we have been socialized into is anti-juicy love relationships. So love is found is love lie number one, and we tend to treat love like something to pursue, find, seek out, or hunt down. Hence capitalism, the pursuit of profit. So there's the pursuit piece. And then we treat it like a thing that someone else has. When I find the one, and I have a requirements list for the one, like a man is a thing, like he's a commodity. We have a list, y'all. You know we have the requirements list, and it becomes our shopping list. In my book, I call it our internal scorecard. And when we meet the one who meets all of the requirements, that's a whole nother love lie, the requirements list. Then we figure he's the one. We've been told he's the one, and he has the love that I've been in pursuit of. If you look at our behavior collectively, as women, it bears this out, that we have been treating love as something to find outside of ourselves in the one called the soulmate, called Mr. Right. And until I find him, I will not have an experience of love. Now, when you look at the so-called opiate crisis, we've had a crisis in substance abuse and addiction in this country far before it was called an opiate crisis. But at any rate, And when you look at the antidepressants that are prescribed in this country more than any other industrialized nation, that love is found concept is affecting our spirits, and we are compensating for it with external substances to try to have an experience of love. We have been duped and we have been tricked, because love is found, all right, but it's within. It was built into your human being model. And we have been in pursuit. The Declaration of Independence says that we are endowed with certain unalienable rights. That among these is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we have been pursuing our butts off in this country. It doesn't say the experience of joy. It says the pursuit. And we have been in constant pursuit and looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in so many faces. Yes, we have. If you look at our behavior. So love line number 1 is that love is found. It's flawed, it's faulty, and it's false. That love is found outside of us. No, it's been built into our being. We are created out of love. It is our first nature. So let me share with you a little bit more about where this comes from. So in my book, The Love Lies, I actually do a year-by-year graduated explanation of exactly how the love lies get installed and when and what the mechanism is. So I don't just make the blanket statement of, oh, the social conditioning. I break it down. And so one of the realizations I had as I kept going backward in a woman's lifeline timeline is that there is a very specific age at which the love relationships related programming starts to be installed. And guess what? It's at the tender age of 3. 3 as women, because men are operating from a completely different set of love lies, y'all. So one of the common denominators that I recognized when I did my reverse timeline work is that many of us received a significant toy. Many of us female children received a significant toy at age 3. What was it? What was that toy? What was that toy? Any guesses? Send me. I think I get live comment from you all. Let me see if I'm getting it here. It is the baby doll. Not the doll, but the baby doll. That many of us received, not just dolls, baby doll, very specific. Why is that so important? When I have rooms of women, I'm doing my Love Academy, I ask, how many of you received a baby doll? As a toy, as a gift from a well-meaning grandmother, auntie, mother. It usually comes from a female older relative, not a male older relative, a female. And it's bestowed with great honor. Well, here's the challenge with that. It's a toy, however, it's a replica of a helpless human infant, aged about 5 months old. And what starts to happen is that 3-year-old little self, who's only been on the planet for 36 months, starts to then engage with this toy replica of an infant like we're a mini mommy. We still might be wearing pull-ups ourselves. We only been on the planet for 36 months. And we move into this mode of now caretaking a 5-month-old version of ourselves. Think about how sick this is. And it's nothing against the toy industry. I'm just letting you all know where this programming comes from that we battle with. And it creates major friction when it comes to our love relationships. And then we move into doing mode. And most of us at this age are still suffering from doing-itis. Where does that come from? Age 3. Because now we got to burp the baby and rock the baby and feed the baby and change the baby's diapers and give the baby a bath and lay the baby down, not on the floor. Oh no, in your baby bassinet. So we move into this doing mode and caretaking mode, and we only been on the planet 36 months. And our mother or auntie or grandmother may say, oh, you're a good mommy, or be a good mommy and pick your baby up off the floor. So now we've been here 36 months. We aren't even able to write our name in cursive yet. We don't even know our ABCs, many of us, and we're being called a mommy. Think about how sick this is. Well-meaning, but some patterns start around that behavior with that particular significant toy. And then on top of it, we receive judgment. So now here's where the battle with validation and approval comes in, y'all. That as adult women, we're trying to heal from, giving so much weight to what others think. Then there might even be commentary. Because remember, the baby doll is a toy. And you're only 36 months old. So if you leave that toy on the floor, oh, get your baby doll up. Don't leave your baby doll laying out like that. You're not being a good mommy. Pick her up. What are you doing? You don't leave your baby on the floor. Judgment about how we're engaging with this replica of a human infant, and we're only 36 months old ourselves. So now we start to link the doing, feed, burp, lay down, change diaper. We start to link our doing with judgment from others. Good mommy, bad mommy, pick your baby up, don't leave her on the floor. You're not a good mommy. Be a good mommy. Oh, you're such a good mommy. Judgment, well-meaning, but crazy, right? Judgment from an older female. It's usually not the male saying any of this. From an older female speaking on our ability to do for this toy. So now the whole validation approval sickness, little do we know, starts to kick in. So not only are we taught that love is found outside of us, because at this age, we also start to watch the Disney animation films. Cinderella, Snow White, Rapunzel. And we start to have images enter our eye gate through animation, so innocent cartoons that tell us love is found in a Prince Charming, in a him, in an other outside a self. And once you find him that has the love that you've been seeking, the thing called love, then you can live happily ever after. You see the setup? We've been bamboozled. This is the current paradigm and the old paradigm that I want to invite us out of, because it is failing us tremendously. It is leading to health issues, crimes of passion where people kill each other. You've seen Snapped on TV. That's people that die behind love gone bad, or control gone bad, really, or lust gone bad. It's not love gone bad. Families that have broken up, the financial fallout from when relationships don't work. Breast cancer, fibroids, and all kinds of degenerative diseases. So this is a big deal, how our disappointment and deep frustration and woundedness around love relationships has affected almost every area of our lives. It ripples outward. It starts at age 3. But guess what? We don't keep the baby doll for too many years, because the baby doll is replaced by another doll. What's her name? What's her name? What's the guess? What's her name? Somebody type it in. Somebody type it in. Barbie. And for women who might be millennials, it was the Bratz dolls. Thank you, Nicole. Yes, Cheryl. Bamboozle. Yes. If y'all are picking up what I'm putting down, send me some love. I got my little rattler. Woo! Is this getting through? Is it making sense? Send me some hearts. Send me some hearts. Send me some hearts. So I know. Shopper, you're so good. Girl, you just sending heart after heart. Thank you. Is this making sense, y'all? I just want you to understand the setup for the insanity. The setup for the insanity. So, we have been pursuing love in a hymn, in others, seeking validation and approval, calling that love, mistaking lust for love, mistaking control for love, mistaking dependency for love, mistaking attachment for love, mistaking feeling needed because of all the doing we're doing for love. The feeling of being approved of, mistaking that for love. Did I say lust? I'm going to say that one again. So we're confused about love. So not only do we treat it like a thing to be found, emphasis on found, but we're confused about the LOVE part of love line number 1. We don't even know how love behaves. We don't even know love's nature. You don't take love. You don't get it from someone else. It is something you receive from someone else. It is something you share or you extend. But when we talk about love, it's often the context of getting it from another. You don't get love from another. It's not like this glass of water where you have it in your hands and I get it from you. But that's how we speak about it because we're confused about love and the nature of love. So here's some of the confusion. We think, as I mentioned, that we confuse lust with love, neediness or needs with love, attachment, control, territoriality, jealousy, codependency, overdoing and doing, validation and approval. All those we get confused as love. Woo! Tony, thank you for that fabulous summary. And you too, Cheryl. Awesome. Doing for love. Cheryl said, oh, I got that one bad. Well, most of us are trying to heal from doing-itis. It's a bad virus. Okay, so I just wanted to, for a moment, share with you some song lyrics because I talked about the dynamics in our behavior that start to set in just around age 3 around one toy. I talked about Disney animation classics, right? And the love is found in another. Well, guess here's some other places that the programming around the love lies is found. Love songs, so-called love songs. I just want you to see where it's coming from. It's coming from every direction. The flawed, faulty beliefs, the toxic love, socially transmitted delusions. Not to mention what we see as we watch other women, not to mention what we hear when we're sitting in the pew at church, usually inaccurate teachings around love relationships, or where man has inserted himself into it and it's become a impure interpretation of scripture, but we're ingesting it. It comes to us from movie scripts. When we watch the big screen, the love lies are reinforced in love songs. So I'm going to read some lyrics from a love song. It was a hit. Oh, this one was a hit. And I'm going to see if you can guess the song. Don't leave me in all this pain. Don't leave me out in the rain. Come back and bring back my smile. Those are some lyrics. Unbreak my heart. Say you will love me again. Take back that sad word goodbye. Bring the joy to my life. Unbreak my heart. Who sang that one? Who sang that one? Toni Braxton, Unbreak My Heart. Bring my smile back. Bring my joy back. Bring the love back. You see, treating love like a thing and another. Okay, here's another. Ooh, this was a hit song too. I catch a grenade for you. Throw my head on a blade for you. I jump in front of a train for you. You know I'd do anything for you. I would go through all this pain, take a bullet straight through my brain. Yes, I would die for you, baby, but you won't do the same. No, no, no. Black, black, black and blue, beat me till I'm numb. And it goes on. Yes, Bruno Mars. Wasn't he the most award-winning musician at the last set of music award shows? Toni Braxton, Bruno Mars, two of our biggest music icons of the 20th century. These are just two love songs. Was that a love song? Are you kidding me? That was an abuse song. That was a control song. That was an ownership song. And it goes in our ear gate and it infects us. And we don't even know it. So you combine that with what's coming in our eye gate. You combine that with what we're watching, what we're hearing, what we're seeing. Lies upon lies upon lies upon lies upon lies, y'all. That's why we got to get detoxed. Here's what else happens when we operate from love line number one, which is most of us. Because everything is conspiring to reinforce this flawed paradigm. Is that it has us as women have an experience of feeling incomplete. You can be single, you can be married, and you can still have this sense of feeling incomplete. That's what love line number one sets us up for. Feeling incomplete. It can set us up for deferring living full out in our lives. Because we're waiting until the other that has the love that I have not found shows up. It can have us needy. I have watched so many talk shows where they have a relationships expert on, and the therapist says, oh, you need to communicate your needs to your mate. So first of all, love is not based on neediness. The word needs, needy, and neediness are all rooted in one is insufficient, one is deficient, and one is incomplete. So in the Love Lies, in my book, I don't even talk about needs and neediness except to dispel the damage of that language because of what it infers. There might be what you desire, what you prefer, what you like, what you want to experience, but I do not have the language of needs and needs and getting needs met. You can have a conversation about relations but not talk about needs. Did you know that? So the current paradigm sets us up to give a lot of power to this notion of needs, and he's not meeting my needs, and I want to get my needs met, and he can't meet my needs. It sets us up to idolize men or treat them as saviors. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. If you look at the choices we have made as women around men, against our rational, sane thinking, it is very clear that idolatry of men is a major thing. So where do we go from here? Well, first of all, the first part of transformational work, and absolutely the first part of healing, is to acknowledge the truth about where you are. Tell the truth to yourself about yourself. Tell the truth to ourselves about the mindset, the poisonous mindset that we have been fed unknowingly, that has been setting us up for extreme failure, frustration, and disappointment in the arena of love relationships. Most of us. And that includes married folk. Because see, there's a secret society going on with married folk where we're not telling the truth about what's really going on behind the curtain of our relationships. Because we came into those marriages, love lies infected, and we didn't get detoxed first. Our husbands came in love lies infected. We came in our girl. He came in his boy. And we wonder why there's so much friction and breakdown. So this isn't for you to feel hopeless. It's for you to understand, oh my gosh, now I can begin to understand why I've had the experiences I've had, or why when I talk to other women, our conversation is so similar. Our complaints and criticisms are so similar. Our frustrations are so similar. We've all been infected by the love lies, thoroughly infected. And it's reinforced every single day in commercials, in cartoons, in ads, in sitcoms, comments that older women share with us for our own good. Love lies infected. The advice other people give us, well, you know how men are, that's based in the love lies. Well, you can't change a man. That is not true. Yes, you can, but not the way we've been trying to do it. That's one of the love lies. It's a lie that you can't change a man. We absolutely can. Women, our power is in our ability to influence. Are you kidding me? But we haven't known how to do it in a powerful and effective way, and from our feminine power. We've done it by complaining and nagging. That hasn't worked. So then we conclude, oh, you can't change your man because our approach has been jacked up. We need an antibiotic. Cheryl said, we've been infected with the love lies. We need an antibiotic. Oh my gosh. So there's some time for some questions, and I want you to start to formulate your questions. But I have an awareness assignment for you. And let's see. Let me see. My team member is ready to send your questions on over to me. But the first thing I just want you to realize, and this is a part of transformation, being able to acknowledge where I am right now. Be able to tell the truth to myself about myself. And that's what happened once I said yes to that invitation given to me by the Holy Spirit. It was about revelation, showing me the behavior that I didn't even know I was exhibiting that was rooted in love lies. I was appalled and shocked. I thought I was above that. I thought that was other women, not me. I was wrong. Now, I'm going to be coming back each month, and we're going to be talking more about, Angela, you said awareness is the key. Awareness is only the beginning. It's only the beginning. There is real work to do around detoxing ourselves from the love lies. And awareness is the beginning, and it is nowhere near enough for the transformation, but it is a starting point, absolutely. So as you go back into your lives, I want you to be hyper aware of where you see the love is found, love lies showing up in people's language and conversation. As you watch commercials, reality shows, oh my God, those are love lies on steroids. As you listen to conversations from other women. One of the questions was, now that I'm aware of love lie number one, how do I begin to develop self-love and begin to live the love truth? You're getting ahead of yourself. I just informed you of the love lie, and I'm now saying go back and see all the places it's woven in. So you can't jump from awareness to bam, give me the love truth. Hold up. You got to be aware of how poisoned you are first. We always want to get right to, hold up. let's dwell a little bit more on the acknowledgement. So the assignment is to now notice in yourself, behavior, thought patterns, language, where love line number 1 is showing up, or how it's shown up in your past relationships. That's why in the Love Lies book, it first lays out the love lie and then the love truth. And you do exercises around the love lie so you can understand all the insidious ways it shows up and all the ways it's infiltrated your thinking, your decisions, your choices, your behavior, how you communicate verbally with men in the space of love relationships and marriage. Then we can start to look at, well, what is the truth about love? You first have to acknowledge. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. So let's park there a minute before we try to escape to the answer. Hang on. Let's just park here a minute. Thank you. So, love lie, you can't change a man. That's true, but you got to be in your woman to bring lasting change about in a man. And most of us are trying to bring change about from girl, immature emotionally, unhealed, haven't done our forgiveness work. Most of us are in our girl. So, excuse me. So, oh, hi, Jamie. Thank you. Glad you think this is good. If this is making sense, let me know. Send me some hearts. That's how I know. All this is related to the expectations we have of men. And where you have expectations, disappointment is not far behind. Where you have expectations, disappointment is not far behind. Now, expectations in and of themselves can be useful in some scenarios, but in the love relationships arena, expectations usually equate to disappointment because the basis of our expectations are the love lies. He's supposed to. He should. He ought to. One of the love lies is called he should already know. That's another love lie. Love lie number 8. He should already know. Based on what? From where? He's operating from some crazy, funky, flawed beliefs like you are. Was another woman supposed to tell him? Was his dad supposed to tell him? Were they operating in the love lies? We have all these, I say to the men in mentality, if you all knew the expectations we have of you, which almost requires you to be superhuman and Jesus Christ, you would run for the hills. If you look at the setup in our minds of all that we expect of you and mainly from you, and you're trying to learn, grow, love yourself just like we are. But we have these fantastic romanticized notions because the love lies have infected us, the media screen, the TV screen, the phone screen, and we take fantasy. Movies are fantasy. They're entertainment, unless they're a documentary. Most of us aren't watching documentaries. And we take fantasy movie, script written, script memorized. I'm a character. I'm not Debrina in an entertainment movie. I have a fake name. And we take the character and we say, oh, that's how I want a man to treat me. That's how I want my man to be. Well, you are looking at a fictional creation by screenwriters. And then we get to deal with these wonderful human men who are in the process of perfecting themselves, working on their own warts and shortcomings like we are. And then we get disappointed because the love lies have us having them as the completer of us. I say to the men, the easiest woman to love is one who has high-level self-love. because she's not looking to you for completion. She's not looking to you to give her love so she feels whole, complete, validated. You are receiving from her overflow. She's extending the love she's connected to within her own being to you versus looking to get it from you. But this is the action the love life set us up from, trying to get it from, trying to get it from, trying to get it from. That can even occur in our female to female friendships. And then when someone doesn't give us the love we want from them, then she's on the bad list. And we're not dealing with her anymore. Woo, Cheryl, this is so good. Oh my gosh. You said you did not realize that you were sitting back waiting for men to fail. Woo, your beliefs will always look to be made right. Please, somebody type that back, and please share, share, share. Your beliefs always look to be made right. That line from Jerry Maguire, you complete me. If that was the man, was that the man saying that to the woman? Because I don't know if I saw Jerry Maguire. Because if anybody's the completer, y'all, it's woman. She was the final creation in the earth. Come on now, somebody. We keep acting like man was the completer. He was the final creation. No, he was here first. Then God said, oh, I got one more masterpiece that crowns it all, tops it all, called woman. And then God was done in the earth. So if anybody's the completer, it's us. But we act like men complete us. Woo, we got to get this. Woo. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So in future broadcasts, we'll be talking more about the other love lies. This is just number one, and you can see all the branches that flow, all of the toxic love lies branches that flow from this one trunk of the love lies tree that love is found. So there's time for a few questions. Oh, Tony wrote, Eve was the completion and the crowning glory of creation, of all earthly creation. Woo! Questions, questions. Type them, y'all, and Tony will send them over to me. We have time for a few more. Yes, we do. Time for a few more questions, but here's the thing. One is, because this is the Relationships Cafe, woohoo! I hope you all have a copy of the Love Lies, because it is an interactive book that first exposes and reveals the love lies to you, because they're invisible to us. They're in the molecules. They're in the social fiber. There's tremendous agreement for them in our language, in our expectation, in our conversations. So the first thing is to start becoming aware of them so that they're visible to you in behavior, not invisible, not just the norm, not just the accepted, of course. So you get to go back into your life and be hyper aware about how that love lie is showing up. That is the beginning of healing work. We always want to get to the next thing. Just let's park at awareness. Can we do that a minute? That is a part of healing. Acknowledge and be aware, aware and acknowledge. Start to see where in your relationships, whether there's one currently or whether you can reflect back on previous ones, that this love lie has shown up. Because when you think someone else has the love that you want, you'll think they're withholding it from you. When you think someone else has the love that you want, then you can start to act desperately. Hey, Shabisha. Oh, thank you. Quintessential literary work. Life-changing book. Thank you. In the Love Academy, which is the basis of the Love Lies, that's where my teaching started, was in the live Love Academy sessions. And then women said, oh my God, you have got to write a book. And for women that did that 1-day intensive with me, 101, Love Academy 101, and then came back to do 201, which is where we do a lot more of the detox and active healing work together, in addition to delving deeper into some of the other love lies. So far, from what I personally know, there's at least 41 new marriages as a result of women that have done Love Academy with me. That's just the ones that send me an email, send me pictures of the wedding, or invite me to the wedding. So when you do the work, it works. And these women are having juicy marriages. So it is possible to be part of the new paradigm. It absolutely is. And that's what I'm inviting you out of by first letting you know the paradigm you're in. That is absolutely failing us. So a few announcements while you all think of questions. Yes, Cheryl, find your book, girl. None of this book on the nightstand or under piles of paper. If you don't already have the Love Lies, you can go to milliondollarmentor.net, to my empowerment store, and you can get your copy ordered. I really recommend a physical book and not Kindle, because I want you to interact with the book. I want you to interact with the pages. I want you to do the exercises. There's exercises in here for you to do. This is not just a skim through it book. This is a guidebook to healing yourself from the current paradigm and stepping into a new one based on the love truths that gives you juicy love relationships. Hi, Ashley. Good to see ya joining us. So I have a little announcement, you all. Oh, my goodness. Because you know my first book, it's called Sacred Pampering Principles. That came out in 1997. And that book to this day is still selling. And it's actually experienced an upswing in sales in the last few years because the consciousness of the sacred self-caring woman, the consciousness has been lagging behind. And we were doing certain things that were self-caring, but the consciousness, the mindset was not there. So there is a kind of a renaissance of interest in sacred pampering principles. Because women, with all this technology and all this convenience, are no less stressed. And we are still experiencing degenerative diseases, a 20-fold increase in cancer since that book first came out in 1997. And we're still feeling like peace, ease, and joy is eluding us. With all the conveniences and the technology that 2018 gives us, our spirits are still restless and discontent for too many of us. So, with all that said, and the hunger that is keeping the demand for my work going, thank you all. The hunger for deeper connection to God, the hunger for deeper spiritual understanding, learning how to manifest powerfully in our lives, experience joy, prosperity, great radiant health, juicy relationships. Too many of us, that still eludes us and confounds us, and we don't really know how you consciously and intentionally manifest that and make that real in your life. So this notion of sacred self-care is still a hot topic. So, in a few months, stay tuned. This is the exciting announcement. What? I am unveiling the Sacred Self-Care Club. Woo! 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 Yes, the Sacred Self-Care Club, where you are going to be able to experience sacred sisterhood, high-level self-love. Not just self-love. We want high-level self-love, because most of us have self-love, but it's down here. High-level self-love. That's where it's really at, y'all. A deeper connection with God, deeper spiritual understanding, and a more full activation of your feminine power. That's what the Sacred Self-Care Club is going to be about. And you're going to get a fabulous gift box every other month with tools and goodies that will support you in your sacred self-caring lifestyle. We're going to come together every other month with an empowerment summit virtual. And we're going to be having sacred experiences together and sacred retreats. Yes! Does this sound yummy? Send me some hearts if this sounds yummy. I don't know. Y'all liking this? I'm loving it. Sacred Self-Care Club. Woo, coming a little later in the year. Next month, I'll be back talking about another one of the love lies. I haven't decided which one yet, but it's going to be good. This was just the first one, okay? And please join us on the Relationships Cafe and share what you're noticing, right? Hyper aware, acknowledging, telling the truth to yourself about yourself, noticing how you're being, saying, reacting, communicating, thinking in your love relationships or marriage, listening to what other women are saying, how they're behaving, what they're doing, how they're communicating, paying close attention to what you're seeing on screens, what's coming at you, what's the messaging, okay? So I want you to go do some research in your life, the living lab of your life, and then come back. Next month, we'll be back together. And I hope y'all have some questions. Y'all didn't have many questions tonight. Tia had some questions. Mainly it was comments. Is there a final question? We got time for one question because it's time to go. Is there a final question that someone has? Oh, I love the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there a question? Let's see. Any question yet, Tony? Any question? Any question? Any question? So those of you who have the book, go and get it back out. Blow the dust off. We gotta step into a new paradigm, y'all. It's expired and tired. It's wearing us out. It's giving us dis-ease and huge frustration. It ain't working for our men because a lot of them are checked out, disengaged. So it ain't working for them, ain't working for us because the model has failed us and it's time to step into a new paradigm. So I've given you a glimpse of the edges of the current one. And we'll be talking more about, well, what is the new one involved in? But we're going to start with acknowledgement and awareness. Oh, Kristen's questions is great. With this awareness, how do we begin operating in a world where everyone else is not aware? So first of all, you just need to become aware. You just became more aware tonight of some certain things. So now you get to go back in your life and live a little bit before we talk about how do I operate. So first of all, it's just being aware how you're operating and noticing how other people are operating. That's step one. And then be sure you get the book so you have the guidebook for the detox journey, the guidebook for coming out of the love lies and stepping into the love truths. And once your consciousness elevates just a little bit, which I hope it has tonight from what I've shared, you now have raised yourself a few feet above your old level of understanding. So what you're going to hear and notice now is going to be different. So don't get ahead of ourselves. Kristen said, I wish everyone knew the world was being bamboozled. There's a lot of bamboozling in every arena of the worldly system. Okay? So with that, y'all stay tuned for when we will be together next month for the Relationships Cafe, continuing this journey of acknowledging and awareness and becoming aware of the flawed, faulty, false beliefs that we have been infected with unknowingly. Definitely well-meaning intentions, but unknowingly. Please share this. Please keep posting your comments, because what I would eventually love to do is go to different cities doing my Love Academies once again. I've had so many other wonderful things that have been unfolding that I haven't done a Love Academy in a while. But I'd love for this space to keep growing and growing and growing, and then Love Academy back on tour again. I'm going to be doing a big love relationships event in October, woohoo, in Washington, D.C., with another powerful, amazing sister. Rosetta Thurman of Happy Black Woman has one of the most powerful, influential Black women movements in America. And we are going to be teaming up once again. And it's going to be about love relationships. So that's October. Next month, back here. And then the Sacred Self-Care Club coming later in the year. So with that, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Send out those hashtags, make the comments, and share the video. So have a good night. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you. Send me hearts. Are you sending me some love back? Are you sending me some love back? Yes, thank you. Mwah. Good night. Love you.